Well, hello there. This is Louis, aka Louis the Frenchie Manette, and you are watching an exclusive special collaboration between us, Moles of North, and Movie Lovers Unite, featuring John, and we are reviewing Mighty Ducks Game Changers. And for this event, I couldn't rep the Ducks, but might as well rep the Minnesota, and my boy is repping the Ducks here, Mr. Soda. How you doing today, bro?
The Quack Attack is back, Jack. Let's do this.
Quack Attack is back, Jack. All right. And John, how excited are you, my friend?
I'm very excited for this. I can't wait to talk about the Mighty Ducks. Mighty Ducks is one of my favorite Disney movies and stuff like that, too. Not only that, but I'm representing the Bruins, so...
Get out. It took me 10 years, but I finally got over 2011, okay?
Okay.
But yeah, let's start with. I did not know this was coming. This was like, I did not know this show was coming. It's like, bam, released at the same time as Captain Winter Soldier and whatever. And it's like, it was cool. But if I would have known that was on the same day, I would have skipped that show and would have watched Mighty Ducks. It took me 2 days before my man Soda's like, "Have you seen the show?" So, and I don't get why it was so under wraps. Did you guys hear anything?
Yeah,
it wasn't really under wraps. Like there was coverage of it and all that stuff. But I mean, like, look who it opened up with. Like, of course you're gonna be number 2 to that, no matter what. But can I be honest? I actually like this first episode more than I did the first episode of Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah,
same. See, it's not big action, like huge budget. Yet it was funner. There's something that would just kind of like made you as a kid again. And we're gonna go. Go ahead.
Yeah, it made me feel like I was actually watching my team back again from back in the 90s. It had that 90s kind of flavor to it, mixed in with some 2021 kind of stuff going on too. It was very nostalgic, but at the same time, it was also very original, and it was also fun. It felt like they brought back the fun into Disney and everything, and I definitely loved it.
Well, it also helps that one of the creators of the show is the guy who wrote all 3 movies, Stephen Brill. So he's behind this.
And it shows, right? Yeah. Because it's hard. Many sports movies try to copy a bit the formula of Mighty Ducks, that underdog dream. We had others in the past too, but particularly Mighty Ducks did it so well that it's engraved in a lot of people's minds and a lot of influences, right?
Of that in the 90s. Like this was the only hockey one, but you had like Little Big League, you had Rookie of the Year. You had movies like that, Little Giants.
The one Angels with the baseball one.
Yeah, they all follow that similar formula to a degree. Angels in the outfield, not so much because it was adults as the team, but still, they all follow that similar formula because hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix.
And the Big Rain was also another one that was close to it as well.
Yes, and there was crossover between a lot of those movies too.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, some actors appeared in other things. Movie Heavyweights, you had actors from Mighty Ducks and other stuff. The Sandlot, this is from D2. You had Mike Vitar, who played Luis Mendoza, the speedster who can't stop. So yeah, like I said, you had a lot of crossover in those movies.
Okay. But yeah, I definitely love the opening though. Whenever you actually see the difference when Gordon coached the team versus wannabe Ashton Kutcher.
Oh yeah, Did they pick the actor that you just want to hit so badly because he's so fucking aggravating?
If you think he's aggravating here, you're talking about the Mighty Ducks coach. Check him out in Letterkenny.
Really?
Fucking smack him in that show, and he plays a lot.
But yeah, you can definitely tell the difference between when Gordon coached the team versus when this douchebag took over. Not only that, but Hendricks is also the one who took D2 into their realm. Remember, if it wasn't for Hendricks, they wouldn't have been in the Olympics or anything like that, and they were the ones that were sponsoring them.
And that's another thing I want to speak on when we get to it. There are a lot of, if you paid attention, there are a lot of Easter eggs in relation to the first 3 movies.
Like which ones?
Well, so first off, okay, so when the new team shows up at the ring for the team announcement, all the teams that are brought out are all teams that the original Ducks faced in the first movie. They're still all there. The Hawks, the Panthers, the Cardinals, the Bears.
Wow.
Yeah, and then you have, obviously you mentioned it, Hendricks Pavilion. Hendricks is sponsor for D2 for the Junior Rugby Bowl games, and then also this is one because I rewatched the episode. The main kid there, when they're at the very first practice when you meet the Canadian, he's dressed almost exactly like Charlie was when he was District 5. Right down to the colors, the look, everything.
I noticed that. I definitely took a notice on that, though, myself. I thought it was just me or whatever, but, it felt like it was Charlie Conway all the way.
The logo was different, but the color scheme was 100% the same.
And talking about before really going into maybe other Easter eggs, what do you guys think about the cast of what we're gonna see, the crew? Any thoughts on people maybe other characters resembling the ones in the movies, and also the ones that stood out to you?
John, you can go first on this.
Okay, I think the podcaster fits me. It reminds me of myself, but also too, it also reminds me of Abe. What's the dude's name that was on? Oh, the Mike Chester.
Aberman.
He reminds me of Aberman and everything, to be honest with you. But he's now a podcaster. His, if he had a son, he would be a podcaster. Yeah. But I definitely think that was a good callback in his spot. And then, of course, you have the goalie, who's actually
I fucking love him.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely love that. You can definitely tell that they were trying to go for that Mighty Ducks flavor that we had in the 90s when we were first introduced to these characters, which is something that I was very enticed in. And, I thought it was very good for the opening. And then, of course, I liked how the kid who was actually the podcaster goes, yeah, if it was up to me, I would let you play. But it's not up to me. I'm just a podcaster. That's all I am.
I'm with you on him. He's probably my favorite character from the episode. But my favorite line is when he walks on the all girls table and he says, "Yeah, and y'all won the lottery of life."
His little quirks, and he's not arrogant with saying it, right? He's so adorable that it's almost a son I want to have, right? Right. You can see the good spirit in him. It really, really, really casts it perfectly.
I also love. Yeah, we didn't get a lot of him, but I love the idea that the Canadian on the team is the worst.
Yeah, and that for me, that's the equivalent of the guy that can't break. He can't stop skating.
Or Fulton, who couldn't even skate, and he had the hard slap shot, but could not skate for the life of him.
So there's a lot of parallels, right? One thing I was not I don't know if you knew in advance. One thing I was not expecting is the Mighty Ducks being the villain of the series.
That was announced right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm clueless. I was like, what? Right?
It was announced, and I mean, really, if you could, when you're rebooting a franchise like this, you really couldn't have the Ducks be the underdog again. No. I mean, it would make it too on the nose, too much repeating the same story.
Yeah, well, in that case, is it still the Ducks, though? Are they going to become the Ducks? What's going to happen? This is Mighty Ducks, right? And their team is going to be named something else.
That's what I'm thinking, because Gordon Bombay is going to get involved at one point, and I'm predicting he's either going to get involved during or the episode after the reunion episode.
Right.
That some of the original actors are coming back. Things are frosty between them. So I'm predicting either that episode or the episode after he's going to take over as the coach. Now, I don't know why, but this thought popped in my head. It's just I could see them battling for the name of the Ducks.
Right. Well, Gordon was a lawyer, so it would make sense for him to battle for that name recognition because he was the one who did it, and he might have been the one who sold Hendricks.
Yeah. And I'm curious to see what happened to him in these last 20 years. Because last we saw him, he was practicing law on behalf of the Junior Goodwill Games, and he had arranged it so the junior varsity team in the third movie would become the Ducks. And now, fast forward to now, he's a very bitter, angry old man, kind of reminiscent of him in the first movie.
Right.
And what's interesting, as a line he said, is I hate hockey and I hate kids. He still hates kids. So that makes me wonder what happened to the kids in the movie. Does he have a crappy relationship with all of them? Because it seemed good, right? In the movie,
it sounds like it. It sounds like it from everything that I've because they did release an article last week and they talked to a lot of the actors who came back from the first movie who came back for this one, and they touched on the backstory a little bit. It's like Bombay hasn't been involved in any of the reunions or any stuff like that, and so he does have an attached relationship. And it's even though Charlie will not be appearing in this series because of scheduling conflicts and COVID and stuff like that, it sounds like they have a very fractured relationship, and they were very much fathers.
Right. I'm wondering if something happened between Charlie's mom and him, because don't forget they were close to dating in the first one, and then also too maybe they reconnected after the third film.
Maybe.
And I don't know what made him hate kids though and hockey again, unless there has to be something that happened within the 20 years.
Like, so he got betrayed somehow. Like, I really want to see what happened.
Me too.
Yeah, and that line was too well placed. It sounded like a joke, but at the same time, I'm sure. But it sounded like a gag, right? I hate hockey. I hate kids. I feel like the first movie.
He did say the same thing in the first movie,
and that's what I mean, right? And he overcame that. So for him to really fall into that, and that they're really gonna dive into probably directions we're not expecting, or the average viewer's not expecting, and I like it because it's going in territory. If it can do what it did with Cobra Kai and took something we loved and evolve it into more human sides, you got the fun, yay, quack, 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 but also you got the, well, he's almost 60 and he still is not happy with his life, and he has to rebuild connections in the past with maybe people he does not like anymore. Those are things you wouldn't see in the movies, but Cobra Kai did it well. I think they're going that direction. I hope they are.
Me too. And I'm just looking at the episode release, and it looks the reunion episode is episode 6. It looks like we're still a little bit away from finding out all the details.
So we might actually get some flashbacks in between then and now. And you know, I'm like Frenchie said, you know, they could do it just like the Cobra Kai series and tell us and make us learn about what happened to Gordon. Made him hate hockey again, made him hate kids again, to make him fall down in that hole. Because don't forget, the kids was the ones who actually gave him some light into that darkness and everything, and something actually had to make him fall back into darkness again.
Specifically Charlie. I think Charlie's the key.
I think so too.
Charlie's the key.
I do have a question. What villain would you like to see come back, and from what season? Like either a player or a coach?
Okay, well, I could definitely see some of the players, like specifically from the Hawks, coming back. Unfortunately, Lane Smith, who played the coach of the first one, passed away a long time ago, so he's coming back. You know, you could probably bring back some of the varsity players from the third one. Maybe an appearance by Wolf the Dentist Stanson, the villain of the second one. Like, you could definitely bring all of them back. It's just how we do that.
Or some of the Iceland.
Some of the Iceland players. Yeah,
that would be interesting to see some of the Iceland players come back. And everything.
I think it's less likely we'll see Iceland. I think I honestly don't think we're going to see any of those returning villains personally. But I mean, it'd be more likely to see the JV team.
Well,
for the third one.
Villains coming back doesn't mean there'll be villains in the movie. If we understood what like Cobra Kai, right? You can find allies, or like in Rocky, your old foe is now your ally. A lot of those themes resonate in sports movies, no matter what, right? So I do see them, if they're smart, and we've gotten those Disney are smart and saw Cobra Kai, understood what they were going for, because Cobra Kai had lore, right? You can, if done intelligently, really implement it and make it feel like you're really following the aftermath of the movies. And if they do that with Mighty Ducks, they can implement people. Doesn't mean they'll have exactly the same character route, because fuck, man, 30 years has passed. And a lot of things change. I think we're going to have nice surprises like we did Cobra Kai, and have something very into this world, which is not just like a one-off. Yeah, the movies existed, but now here's the story, right? It's a world. It's a world building now.
I'm calling it now. It has been announced. I'm calling it Charlie's going to appear in the final episode.
You think?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
As maybe a rival coach.
No, I think maybe kind of like as a Kreese thing, where you see him briefly and then you set him up for season 2.
My question is this: like, what if Hans was the one reason why he doesn't like kids anymore? Why?
Well, unfortunately, Hans passed away in the third movie.
Right. But I'm just wondering, like, maybe it's a lot of self-reflection after all that time. that could have brought him into that level.
Maybe, but I mean, Hans was like the heart of the Ducks. So I honestly, yeah, I don't think he has anything to do with Gordon going down the direction he has. It's definitely related to the Ducks. I got a feeling like he got like backstabbed or something.
It has to be some type of business deal or something.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Hendricks backstabbed him.
Maybe.
You know?
You never know.
It is a businessman.
Yeah.
Now,
go on ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No. Go on ahead.
No, because this is advancing the conversation. So if you have anything else to talk.
Okay, that's cool. Another thing I liked was the mother and everything telling the coach off. And also, too, it was also embarrassing for the kid, but at the same time, it was just...
it is so on par, though. Yeah. It really is, and that's one of the things I love is they're bringing that hockey culture, that junior hockey culture to this, because hockey parents are like that. Mm-hmm. Like, I live in a small town, so I see it pretty easily. But yeah, players go. The parents are always on their kids' ass, doing all these clinics. It's exactly as they depict in the movie. Just that's a little bit turned up.
But I gotta say,
slicing the kid's grapes, so that was a little weird.
I gotta say, the coach is right though in refusing the main character not to play. He would get crushed in real life. For this movie, right? His head would be on the ice in more than one piece.
Nathan Gerby, all 4'11" of them can make the NHL. It's possible.
And I don't think he would be allowed to do that. So he is a villain, but at the same time he delivered it in a cocky way because he's a young player. But he's right.
He's 100% right.
He's got a point.
But also, you got to remember, hockey, especially at that age, is supposed to be fun.
Yeah, but like I said, with the hockey culture today, is parents don't see the fun side of it. They see, hey, if we do our shit correctly, he's going to get scouted, he's going to get millions, and we can retire perfectly. And we did our job. And it's sad. But at the same time, for those who actually go into it, it's like, congratulations, your kid made it, and now you live in a mansion. So you can't blame him in a sense, because it is an investment, especially if the kid is not just there for fun, it's there for, I want to be the best of the best. He has like Jay Wade's competitiveness integrated in him, and he just wants to destroy everything because he wants to be the best.
Yeah.
I understand, but at the same time, there's a balance. Not everyone's there for the same reasons, and they show that perfectly in the show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, I do like the idea that they're setting up like a potential. Yeah, you're right. Participation trophies are. I'm definitely on that side. I think participation trophies should fucking go away.
Me too.
But no,
I don't agree. But fuck you all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and anyway, that's a different discussion. No, I was going to say, I do like also that they're introducing the hint of a possible love interest for the main character, because you do have that girl that was on the team that is kind of hesitant about quitting because of all the pressure her mom's putting on, who's that crazy-ass bitch that works with Laura and Graham there. So, yeah. I like that. It seems something, because in the other movies, we only saw whatever happened on the Ducks. We didn't really see what happened on the other teams. So I like that they're doing that. They're at least setting that up.
Right.
Yeah, and you got more episodes, right? So you can really, in a movie, there's things that get cut, and those scenes probably get cut. In a series, I wouldn't be surprised even though there's an episode, we don't even spend time with the kids. We spend an episode with the Ducks, right? Oh. There's things you can do now like that, or spend another team's an episode on another team, So you can really explore and go into the lore. I'm really happy about that. I'm just curious though. Is there anything released for episode 2? Any hints?
On IMDb right now, there is nothing.
So, what do you think? If I can get Soda's first, what is your predictions of where this is headed?
This is the team. This episode's going to be the team finding his footing. Obviously, this is going to be where everyone's trying to where the coach is going to be stretching her legs because she's never coached at the end of her life. A lot of these players have never played in their life, so this is going to be like the baby duck learning to walk episode. At least that's what I think is going to happen. It's more likely setting that up.
Training montage?
Oh, of course.
You got to have a training. And the podcaster is going to be the most awesome commentary during the training like that.
Yeah.
And also, and one thing I want to note, and I really congratulate them, there's a lot more diversity in the casting. And the love interest is not white, she's Indian, Thank you, Disney, for bringing diversity again and again.
Yeah.
They're aware, and it's...
The Ducks franchise has been known for some sort of diversity, because, I mean, in real life, you don't, especially in the 90s. Yeah, you're probably right, Jay. That's probably what's going to happen. No, I was going to say, they did something you don't actually see in real life, is they actually included girls in the Pee Wee team. You don't actually see all that much. So I do like that they're carrying that tradition, because, I mean, up here in Canada, if you look at its history, they were against girls playing with boys for many, 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 many years. It was pretty ugly. So I do like that they were doing that. And then you had the Asian character, Kenny Wu. They brought in that. You had the two African American players, T.C. Hall and Russ Tyler. Like, you did have diversity in there, but now it's more spread out.
Yeah, and also that we saw that with the Spider-Verse with Mary Jane being mixed actress. Disney's starting to put more love interests who are not the same race or diversity as the main character. They're really trying to represent that love is without any color, and I find it's a good choice. And even less, you get like African American, Latina. It is rare to see a love interest which is Indian of all. So good for them to.
That's something I like.
To understand that there's an audience that can see themselves in that character that don't always see representation as Asian representation. So I'm really happy about that.
There is one thing I don't want them to do, and I don't want Lauren Graham and Emilio Estevez to end up together, because that's too cliche.
It's written the fucking sky.
Yeah, you can definitely tell.
Yeah, I hope they don't. I hope they swerve at the last minute.
They're currently banging behind a bar right now. Okay, this is the R version of Mighty Ducks. Yes, this is the welcome to the version of XXX version, the Mighty Dicks. But anyways,
oh my god. I just want to go back on what Soda was saying, though, about the training montage. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see Gordon trying to help her be a coach. Because not only that, but she has to be doing a training montage for her to be a coach. So Gordon has to train her on top of him training the kids.
Yeah,
so that's going to be hard.
During the training and just shaking his head. You know it. Because we did get a little glimpse of this first episode of the old Gordon Bombay when he gave the speech to the mom and the kid. You know it's still in him. So, yeah, don't be surprised if it starts early where he's going to start sneaking his way back into the coach's bench.
Right. He's going to make his way back into the coach's bench for sure. He might be a coach assistant, but I don't...
I was going to say, I don't think he's going to be full coach. I think he's going to stick to his guns. He doesn't want to be a coach. He doesn't want to coach anymore. Let that to someone else. I think the mom is going to be the next Bombay. She's the Bombay of this, but learning from complete scratch, right? She is that. This is her journey, and he's there as assistant manager to really help her out certain things. But I think her role is going to be more copy pasted with Emilio Estevez's character. They're giving that route, but yeah, it's a love interest for sure. It's gonna suck, yes, but it might be how they direct the direction of the story to compare with what happened in the past with the main characters, right? So it's the best way I think they could have bridged, but I don't think he's gonna have as much of a role than we think he does.
Okay, right.
Makes
My
sense?
question is this:
100% makes sense.
You know how Charlie was always the one who did strategy, coming up with gameplays and stuff like that? Who do you think that they would actually get to do the gameplay strategy? Because I don't see
podcaster.
This podcast.
Yeah, I can see the podcast. I can see the podcaster. I thought I was the only one that saw that, but I was just thinking. I was thinking the podcast.
He's the play-by-play guy. He's the guy who analyzes. He's the nerd who should be playing, but he's like, hey, you need me, I'll be there. But yeah, for sure him. I wonder because they shown the female addition characters, right? But we don't really get a sense. You got the nerdy one who likes to cosplay. That I found awesome. But then you got like
the issues.
She's gonna have these awesome one-liners, right? Like these almost like what the fuck is she on one-liners? Because she's so oddball. She's like Luna Lovegood meets Geek and Robot.
Yeah.
Yep. You and I, bro. Yep. I was thinking the same thing about Luna. So.
Yeah, that's spacey. Then you got that wannabe cool girl who started to be always on the fringes of like Mean Girls. The Gretchen, I think her name. A bit like Gretchen went gold to Mighty Ducks and fuck the Mean Girls, right? I wonder what her story is going to be.
We're definitely going to get them. That's the beauty about having a 10-episode series is we're definitely going to get their backstory and where they're come from. We're going to definitely have that. We have to have them fleshed out more as characters.
Definitely. Because I wouldn't be surprised if she wasn't like the main character, where she was pretty much sitting on the loser side, and then the popular girls made her popular. But there's still a little bit of that nerdy side, or a little bit of that side that she can actually relate to the main character with, to the point where she's like, I want to join the team. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be honest. I can't. I don't mind the weekly episode, but I wish they dropped them all at once.
Yeah, but Disney, that's what I liked about Mandalorian, and that's what I liked about, the Wanda, right? Netflix is fun, but once you cram it all, you're just like, eh.
Yeah, I know, but I mean,
and to go into consistent
and watch the rest of them in an afternoon or something, right? Because once you're hooked, you're hooked.
And here's the thing.
Well, that's what we call in French. You're
not wrong. But
here's another thing, though, too. The reason why I like weekly shows now, because don't forget, before Netflix, we did have nothing but weekly shows.
Oh, yeah.
But the reason why I like having the weekly shows on Disney is because it allows us to speculate. It allows us to have an imagination to where we can actually speculate where these characters are going versus where we already know these characters are at. Because we binge watched 12 episodes. So we already know the character arcs from the start of the episode to the finish of the episode by binging it all. Versus us having a weekly show where we can speculate, have fun with it, talk about our favorite scenes, digest it a lot better versus...
Oh, for sure. I'm not saying I don't like the weekly thing. It's just I'm done the episode's like, fuck, I want more.
Right, exactly. I feel you, though.
You must learn to zen and expect the unexpected every week, my soda. That being said, that pretty much wraps up our first... I don't know if this is going to be an ongoing thing. I'm completely down because I'm completely enthralled. All right, so apparently we have a new show. Yay! But yeah, I'm really curious to see where they're gonna go, and I can't wait to continue talking about this because this is definitely unexpected and a definite unexpected joy as well. All right, so if it is not already done, for those people who are watching, press a like, press a subscribe. Do not miss out a thing. We're doing we're doing Mighty Ducks reviews, but we also have a lot of subjects like you like comic books. This guy Soda here has a comic book show called the Canadian Comic Book Club. We have Schmodown related stuff. You even have me talking about more serious things. Apparently, I can think. It happens. So, so that being said, do not miss everything on our channel. And look, we're not the only channel that's doing this show. It's also on my man John's YouTube channel. Talk about that, my friend.
Okay, so guess what, guys? We actually have a weekly or daily show of just doing movie news, movie reviews, TV shows, TV show reviews, TV news. You guys can go ahead, click that subscribe button. Not only that, but we also have audio additions to my episodes too, so that way if you are on the go, you can go on ahead, jump on it. Another thing too is on Mondays we have a thing called Mafia Talks, where I review mafia related movies and TV shows. We're actually almost done reviewing The Sopranos. So we're almost done with that, and then after that I think we're going to do Boardwalk Empire. But stay tuned for more with Mafia Talks and everything else. But if you guys want to, go ahead and follow me on Facebook at Movie Lovers TV Lovers Unite over there, underneath the same brand on Instagram and also on Pinterest as well. Also, too, go ahead, go to www.movieloversunite.com movieloversunite.com for all your entertainment needs and wants. And also, to follow me on Twitter at Movie Lovers Unit, on Stereo at Movie Lovers Unit. And then I know. And that's all the places that you can reach me at. And always.
And also, don't forget, right now you have a need, my friend. If there's anyone who loves writing about Schmodown, currently Mr. John is looking for a writer on his MovieLoverUnites.com. He wants to add in a Schmodown section of articles. So if you love writing, you love Schmodown, or you're already doing both, and you just want to find a platform to put it on, contact my man, Mr. John from Movie Lovers Unite, and don't miss out. And so to my friend, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. One more thing, guys. If you want to reach out to me, go to movieloversunite@gmail.com to get in touch with me. Also, too, Frenchie and I, we've been doing Neighbors watching trailers. We do trailer reaction videos and everything. Charlie and I have been doing some reaction videos, but, we've just been holding that mantle up and everything. So go on ahead, check out our trailers, Neighbors watching trailers and everything on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We try to drop a new trailer out there for you guys. So go on ahead, check that out. And that's everything that you need to know about my channel.
And Soda, my man.
So you can find me at Soda_the_Saxman on Instagram and Twitter. Lou pretty much said everything I'm on this channel. And then I also have another channel as well, the Media Sways Network, where I am on Get Sweaty on that one, which is our top 5 show every Saturday morning. And then recapping the past for myself and Ben Rayner, we sit down and we break down seasons of our favorite sitcoms. We are currently closing off How I Met Your Mother, my favorite personal TV show of all time. We've also got Shoot the Breeze, where we just sit down and literally shoot the breeze for an hour with people around the internet about whatever the hell they want to talk about. So yeah, definitely check those out. And yeah, that's pretty much where you can find me.
All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for watching this special, recurring, apparently, show on Mighty Ducks, the Game Changers. So, till next time, quack, quack.
Quack.
Quack, quack.